Posted by you/thrower and non-sec. So, there's this guy, 50-ish M, who works at a different company in the same business building as mine. Whenever a woman happens to be arriving at a doorway at the same time as him, he blocks the doorway by leaning against one side and extending his arm across it. He never says anything, just does this eye contact smile thing for maybe 3 seconds, and then allows us to go through. To be clear, he's forcing you to duck under his armpit to get through. Today, it was finally my turn. I got to the main building door right after him. Instead of holding it open so it didn't close in my face like most people do, he just held it open and stood there with a smug smile. It made me nervous, so I said, can I please enter the building? I need to clock in. He responded with a sarcastic wow, geez, fine, sorry before stepping aside, still holding the door open for me. I then said, stop doing that, we all hate it, and just went in. As soon as I turned the corner from the lobby, I half ran to the stairwell so I wouldn't have to share the elevator with him. I don't even know what firm he works for. According to my closest coworker, HR won't do anything because he's not our employee. Edit. A male colleague helped us figure out which company he works for by following him up the elevator when he was coming back from lunch. It turns out it's a law office on a higher floor. Another coworker took one of your suggestions and wrote an email to the building's management office. I went to my department manager and carefully asked if, in a situation like this, I should report it to our own HR. He said it should at least be on record, even if it's hard to prove, which made me give him the fry eyes, IYKYK. But I went back, typed up an email, and sent it, ceasing him and other women that I've specifically seen or heard deal with this guy. If he thought I was being hypothetical, now he knows I wasn't. The colleague who followed him to the law office joked that we should hand draw flyers of him to warn people and put them in the elevators. Update 2 days later. Yesterday was a long day for me. I came in early to 1, make up for lost time spent dealing with this BS, and 2, to avoid the noise. However, someone ran into him in the afternoon and went straight to our manager, saying, he's still doing it. So, as far as yesterday goes, not much has changed. It's only been a day. I got asked, who does he look like? More than once, so I asked around which celebrity we thought he most resembles. We all agreed he looks like the jump to conclusions guy from the movie Office Space. It's true, except he's a lot taller, over 6 feet at least. Thank you so much for all your support and suggestions. I've never been advised about pepper spray so much. I do carry it, but the one time I had to use it, it got in my eyes too, so it's become more of a last resort tool. I told everyone in the bullpen about whipping out our phones and taking a picture or video, including those who might notice from a distance. In the moment, I think a lot of us kind of freeze up. I did, so having a plan of action ahead of time really helps. I took someone's suggestion about wearing huge headphones. The theory is that because people who wear those are in their own little world, it's acceptable to show no concern, which makes attention seekers feel less significant. So I wore mine today and arrived at my normal time, but no one was hanging around the main entrance. I'm not sure if that's because of the email or not. It's probably too early to hear of any official steps being taken. But I did feel kind of young and cool on the light rail. Way more comfortable than my AirPods. Several folks asked about what I wrote in the email, so here's a copy-paste of it, with identifying details omitted or changed. I'll post another update when more happens, hopefully today. I keep rereading the email, and my stomach keeps flipping over and over like I'm a kid about to get in huge trouble, vomit-facing OG. 2. HR department at the law offices of blank and blank. I'm writing on behalf of myself and several employees at call center company, located on the 3rd floor of our shared building, to inform you about some workplace harassment we have been experiencing. For several weeks now, an employee at your firm has been intentionally intimidating women by interrupting their path of travel to and from our offices by blocking the doorway with his body in order to force an interaction. He will not move aside until some kind of verbal exchange has happened. He only does this with women, as far as we've observed and documented, which makes us inclined to call this intimate harassment. This behavior is of course unacceptable. This individual creates a very uncomfortable work environment, despite being in different organizations on different floors. He will often be the first interaction of the day, as he seems to linger around the main building lobby and entrance in the mornings. He will also do this with the elevator doors by stalling them from closing or blocking access to the button panel. This has been setting a tone that interferes with having a secure working experience. Many of us have made multiple attempts to address the issue with this person directly, including myself, who told him firmly that we do not like it when he does this. We are requesting that your firm take immediate action to investigate and address this issue. This has already been discussed with our department manager and HR department, and they are looking forward to hearing from yours. I have CC'd them on this email, as well as the XYZ Plaza building manager. It is fair to assume that with 6 different organizations sharing this same building, our employees are not the only ones experiencing this. Please inform us when call center company can expect to see the results of your investigation, and what measures will be taken to ensure that this type of behavior does not happen again in the future. We hope that this issue can be resolved quickly, and that appropriate actions will be taken to ensure that all employees working in XYZ Plaza feel safe and respected as we all make our way to and from our offices. Sincerely with gratitude, Up. Okay, I have to get back to work. I will update later on. Update 6 days later. Oh boy, I've never gotten this much traffic from a post before. Mostly, it's been positive, with all the support, suggestions, input, and reminders I've received over the last several days. So many comments have helped me turn my anger into power. I've been riding a high from them and from that email. I've never done anything like that before, and I'm so appreciative of the support and validation that I did the right thing. Here's how the week has been going. Monday, no one saw the Noid, which is what I've been calling him. I arrived 15 minutes early just in case. I was afraid he would confront me, angry because he'd gotten in trouble. But no, the lobby was empty, and I was the first person to arrive at the office that day. Later, when I was in the break room, a colleague who sits in the bullpen near me said, "This is the first time in months I haven't had to deal with him in some way or another." Tuesday, still no Noid sightings. I asked around. I haven't even seen his car in the lot. Did he get fired? It was super busy that day, and I was pretty much glued to my desk, so I didn't have time to meet with my manager or do anything besides shooting him a quick, "Hey, any response," via Teams before I left for the day. I didn't want to be pushy, but I really wanted to know. Yesterday, Wednesday, mid-morning, a few women, including myself, were asked to meet with HR separately. I learned that the law offices of blank and blank's HR rep emailed a response to my email directly to them and my manager on Monday, without CCing me on it, which made me feel some kind of way, but whatever. The Noid is not an attorney but a paralegal, and he is on voluntary leave for the week. I asked if the response email could be forwarded to me, but I was told that policy prevents HR from disclosing any disciplinary actions that might have been taken against him. Then I had to write a short statement describing my specific encounter. I hate how, in words, it doesn't look like a big deal, but I was assured that it is. A bunch of us went out for cocktails after work, and I got to hear what others wrote in their statements, like how he sometimes followed them to their cars trying to talk to them, or how he would stand in the elevator doors, preventing them from closing until they said please. EU, just EU. Today, Thursday, I just got here, and still no Noid. We are all hungry to know what happened, if he got fired, transferred, or something else. No one has been told anything except that he chose to take some days off. Maybe this is the law office protecting themselves, I don't know. The thing I'm most afraid of is if he comes back, will he be hostile or retaliate in some way, and I'll have to be brave again and report it. I wish we had a spy in their office. I'm sorry I don't have more for you. It's kind of anticlimactic, I know. I promise that if I find out what actually happened to him, I will let you all know. Or if he reappears, I'll loop you all in. Edit. I'm getting a frame for that email for my apartment. Up in the comments. We are all hungry to know what happened. I think I mentioned in the original post that another coworker emailed the management at the law office, but she wasn't one of the people who joined us for drinks. I don't know if or when she had her HR meeting. I don't want to ask either, because she's probably just as on edge as I am, and who knows how much worse her encounters were. The fact that she was fed up enough to communicate with them directly is heavy. I've been obsessively ruminating on this, and here are my guesses. 1. Between my email, hers, and our male co-worker following him to see where he worked, they must have gotten a pretty good description and identified him, or his identity was verified from the info in the emails. 2. He does this to women in his own office, and someone in HR immediately knew who we were referring to. Maybe he's even been reported before but had plausible deniability. Also insane how I'm learning all these legal terms, lol. I'm seriously considering going back to school and getting a law degree at 50, how insane is that? 3. No one was identified, but maybe a company-wide reminder went out about reporting intimate harassment. At my job, we have to do video trainings on stuff like this every year or so maybe they had a meeting or sent a mass email. 4. This isn't the case, but for a couple of days, I was really worried. What if the Noid was their HR rep, and he was like, "Oh crap," and just noped right out of town?